Hi everyone, welcome to PYF, Presha Yoga Fit, and I am Presha. Today's practice is Yin and Yang practice. It's a great practice because it combines the benefits of restorative yoga. That's when we hold shapes and passive shapes in the body, more relaxed shapes in the body for a minute or two, so longer time holding of these shapes. And then Yang part of the practice, which is more dynamic movement. This kind of a class is great because it gives you the benefit of both these aspects of bringing in that feeling of relaxation, warming up the body for the movement that's coming up, and then obviously the movement and the dynamic part of the practice where we bring in some heat in the body, we generate and build in some energy in the body with the breath. And we're going to again slow down in the end of the class with Yin. So we will begin with Yin, we will then transition to Yang, and we will conclude again with Yin. So I hope it's going to be great to experiment with such a kind of a class. I've never posted any such class ever in my YouTube channel yet, so I'm pretty excited for this one. Let's roll out the mat and get started. So as I mentioned, we are going to begin the class with the Yin part, the Yin aspect. So it's going to be holding shapes, passive shapes, or that restorative part of the practice, holding shapes for a longer time. I am going to time each shape, each pose that we are taking for around 2 minutes. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to look down at your phone or anything. We don't want any distractions. I'm going to do that job. So I do have my watch here. I'm going to keep timing every pose that we take for at least 2 minutes, just to ensure that we get the real benefit of holding that shape and being still in the mind and the body in that shape for a certain amount of time. So let's begin in downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, lift your hips up, driving those hips all the way up and pressing into the mat with the hands and the feet nicely. Keeping the spine nice and long. Feel free to keep your eyes shut or keep a nice soft gaze. Bring in this feeling that you were trying to stretch the mat through the hands and through the feet. So the hands were trying to push the mat forward, and at the same time the feet were trying to pull the mat back. Feel free to adjust yourself if you feel that you need to come down with your knees and you need to just reassess as to how you were feeling in the body and go back into that shape. Please feel free to do this. There's no right or wrong in any kind of practice. And once you're holding this pose, just focus on your breath. Focus on how the inhale and exhale feels in the body. Where do you feel it the most? Is it that you feel in the front body or the back body? And then with an exhale, we're going to bring those knees down. Perfect. Now we are going to come into the tabletop shapes. So hands under the shoulders and knees under the hips. We're going to step the left foot on the outside of the left hand now. Once we do this, we're going to step the right knee a little back, sink with the hips down, and come into this lunge, lizard lunge position. Descending with your hips here. And once you're here, we're going to come into a quad stretch. So I'm actually going to give you 2 or 3 options. Now this is a pretty good stretch for the hips. If you want to just be here, just be here. If you want to stretch the quads, so that means the right thigh muscle, then what we can do is that we're going to bend into that right knee and we're going to grab that foot from the inside with that left hand and spin the left shoulder back. This is the second option. So you're going to feel that stretch in the right quadricep. But if you feel it's too early in the practice and you don't want to do this stretch, then just be here. Third option is that we're going to keep that quad stretch going and we go further and bring the right forearm down and then we hold this shape. So any 3 shapes is pretty good. We are going to actually hold this time for a minute. So please take this time to decide as to what shape do you wish to do. And once you're there, I've timed myself for that 1 minute time. I'm going to do a quad stretch myself with that forearm down. So let's come into that choicest stretch and then hold it. Try actually hold it from the inner arch of the foot, not from the outside. Focus on your breaths when you're holding shapes in yin practice. This is what you want to do. You want to bring your attention to your breath. And then slowly with an exhale, release, come back to a tabletop shape. And from your tabletop shape, we're going to take that same stretch on the other side. So right foot on the outside of the right hand. Left knee is going to be framed a little back. We're going to sink with the hips and we're just going to stay here. So this is a nice stretch as well. We're just going to stay in this lizard lunge. However, if you want to go into a quadricep stretch, then you're going to either catch that foot with that right hand from the inside and stay here, or you're going to go further and bring the left elbow down, forearm down, and hold the stretch. So holding shapes for longer time in a practice is a great way to slow down, a great way to self-reflect. It's an opportunity to check in with yourself. And then with an exhale, slowly release the foot, bring those hands back under the shoulders and bring the knees back under the hips. All right, we're going to take an inhale this time, curl the toes, exhale, lift the knees and the hips up, come in into downward facing dog. We're moving into the yang part of the practice. All right, let's take an inhale, lift the heels, bend into the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step or walk forward. And inhale to lengthen halfway flat back. Exhale, fold. With an inhale, sweep your arms up, root down through the feet and reach up with your chest. Exhale, hands to heart center and arms to the sides. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale to fold, bending into the knees a little bit, hinging forward with your hips. Inhale to lengthen halfway, flat back. Exhale to fold again. So we're taking 2 cycles of half sun sal A. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center, arms to the sides. Nicely done. Inhale, reach your arms up. Go with your breath. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, refold. Inhale, reach up, root down through the feet. Exhale, hands to heart center, arms to the sides. All right, moving on. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, frame the hands down, step back, left foot. Inhale, first lift your chest up, then reach your arms up to a high lunge. From high lunge, take an exhale, frame your hands down. Step back to a downward facing dog. Inhale in down dog. Exhale, rock forward to a plank. Spread the shoulder blades, press the mat away. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower down slowly to the mat. Inhale to a baby cobra. Exhale, all fours and downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, step or walk forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, arms to the sides. Repeating this sequence. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fingertips down, step back, right toe. Lift your chest up. Inhale, sweep arms up to a high lunge. With an exhale, frame your hands down. Step that left foot back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale, slowly rock forward to a plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower to the belly. Inhale to a back bend. Exhale, all fours and downward facing dog. Inhale in downward dog to lift your heels up. Bend the knees, exhale, step or walk forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, root and rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center and release. Going on with that sequence, and not the same sequence, but adding on to the sequence and going on with the yang practice. So inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, frame your hands down, step back to a downward facing dog. Inhale in downward facing dog. Exhale, rock forward to a plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, slowly lower to the belly, to the mat with your belly. This time, inhale, take a full or a half cobra. Shoulders rolling back, chest forward. Then exhale, all fours and downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're going to lift and extend the right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Spin the left foot down and left foot into a 90 degree, so it's parallel to the back and the front edge of the mat. Inhale to a warrior one. When you take warrior one, just keep lifting your front right hip up and squeeze and engage your left hip. Spread the shoulder blades and relax your shoulders away from your ears. Nice. Now, with an inhale, we're going to straighten the right leg. Hinge forward as if we were reaching for something with the arm. Then exhale, Trikonasana, right hand down. It can hover. You can catch your ankle or your shin, or you can put your hand down on a block or on the mat. Reach the left arm up and spin your left shoulder back. You want to keep your torso long, so you don't want to squeeze and crunch your torso. Keep it nice and long and spin the left shoulder back. Good. Now from here, we're going to take an exhale, bend into the right knee, look down briefly. Bring that right hand down. Reach your left arm above your left ear. Come into an extended side angle pose. Don't sink or don't drop that left shoulder. Spin it back. Keep the torso nice and long. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, look down. Frame your hands down. And step back to a downward facing dog. Inhale in downward facing dog. Exhale, rock forward back to a plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower down to the mat slowly. Once you're down here, inhale, take a back bend. So a half or a full cobra. If you want, you can also take an upward facing dog. Make sure that your shoulders are rolling back and your chest is going forward. Then exhale, all fours and downward facing dog. Now from downward facing dog, stay with your right foot, right heel reaching down. Inhale, sweep your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Spin the back foot down into a 90-degree angle. So it's again parallel to the back or the front, this line of the mat. And then you're going to take your right arm back, left arm forward. Back into your Veerbhadra Asana 2. Make sure that your front left hip is not going back. You're going to actually lift it slightly up. And you're going to squeeze and you're going to engage your right hip. That left knee is going to be bent and it's going to be going in the direction of or pointing in the direction of your second and your third toe. Spread the shoulder blades and relax your shoulders. Nice. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, straighten the left knee, hinge forward first as if you were reaching for something. Then left hand down, right arm up to Trikonasana. Keep the torso long, spin the right shoulder back. Good. Inhale in triangle pose. Exhale, look down, bend your left knee. Frame that left hand down and reach the right arm above your right earlobe. Come into an extended side angle pose, spin the right shoulder back. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, look down, frame both your hands down. Step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Step or walk forward towards the thumbs. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to fold. Inhale, root and rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center and arms to the sides. Well done. Now we're going to actually move or transition into, again, coming back to the yin part of the practice. So we're going to slow down, hold shapes again. I'm going to time ourselves again in certain poses for a minute's time. So let's take an inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to step back to a downward facing dog. Nice. Take a big breath here through the nose in downward facing dog. Open the mouth, exhale, sigh it out. With the next breath in, reach your right leg up. Exhale, now you're going to frame the right foot or right knee forward into a pigeon pose. So you can keep this right foot closer towards the groin area, or if you want a deeper stretch and if it's accessible in your body, then you're going to bring that right shin parallel to the front edge of the mat. Both the hips and the shoulders are going to be facing forward. Once you've found this alignment, then you're going to bring your forearms down and hold the shape for a minute's time. Soften with your head and your neck. Remember that we are slowing down now. We are to the end of the practice and we are concluding with the yin part of the practice again. So we are holding passive poses in the body for a minute. And when you're holding shapes, you do want to focus on your breath. At the same time, you want to make sure that you're not feeling tensed in the body. So you're not feeling tensed in the face. Your jaw and your eyes are relaxed. Your mouth, your hairline is completely at ease. At the same time, if you do need to readjust yourself in a shape, do so. Come back to it again. All right, with the next breath in, lift your head up. Frame the hands back under the shoulders, curl your left toe and step back to downward facing dog. Now, keep the right foot reaching down, reach your left leg up with an inhale. Exhale, set up for pigeon on the other side. There's always an option to keep the foot closer to the body or bring the left shin parallel to the front of the mat for a deeper stretch. Hips, shoulders are opening forward, and then forearms down, and we hold it for a minute. We soften with the head and the neck. We also soften with the muscles around the mouth, the jaw, the shoulders. What we're trying to ensure is that we're not bringing in any tension in the body when we are holding restorative shapes in the body. With the next breath in, lift your head up, frame your hands back under the shoulders, step back into downward facing dog. Inhale in downward dog. Exhale, bring the knees down. Come into a seated position, so sitting bones down, and extend and reach your legs out long. Now once you're here in this seated position with a wide stance with your feet, keep those heels digging down and lift the balls of both your feet up. Lift the chest up, keep the spine long, get taller with your spine. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge forward here slightly with your hips. Avoid rounding and collapsing with the spine. Keep the spine long. Now your hands can just be here, and once you see that, wherever your hands reach, if they reach here, here, anything is good. If it's possible for you, then if you can come with your forearms down, good enough. If you can't, it's also good enough. So it's not a challenge, just do what your body is ready to do right now. And wherever you are, just release the weight of your head and hold again for a minute. Remember, you want to stay at ease in every shape. We don't want to build any tension in any of the muscles. The intention of this practice is to feel relaxed, to bring in that nice deep stretch in the body, but also to feel at ease. Now with the next breath, lift your head up, walk your hands back, bring the soles of your feet together, bringing your heels slightly closer to the groin. Hold on to your toes or your feet, lift your chest up, inhale here, coming into Baddha Konasana, and exhale, hinge again forward. Keep the chest reaching or chest going forward. And then bend into your elbows and again soften with your head and your neck. It's always pretty challenging for us these days to stay still in any kind of shape. We're always in a hurry thinking of some or the other thing, want to do, want to move, want to be able to do multiple things at the same time. So staying still does not come that easily these days to us. So next inhale, lift your head up. Come into a seated position, Sukhasana. We are at the end of the practice now. Feel free to take Shavasana. You can pause the video and you can take a Shavasana right away. Bringing your hands to your heart center, bowing and feeling that sense of gratitude for showing up on the mat, finding time for self-care. We honor the self, we honor this practice. Thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you did enjoy the practice like I did. I will see you in the next video soon. Please take care of yourself. All my love. Bye.